Welcome to Almost D&D, the tabletop role-playing podcast where three of my best friends hang out in my basement and attempt to play Dungeons & Dragons. Most of the time, I am your host and Dungeon Master, Devin Allard. Rotating clockwise around this large and egregiously sized table, we have...
I'm Rob, as Zorob.
I'm Chris as Kruger.
I'm Jeff as Rathos.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Are your dice rolls getting you down? Are you breaking loot strings during an epic solo? Maybe it's time to try something different and get some dice from Canadian Dice. Go to CanadianDice.ca and activate the promo code ALMOSTDND and get 15% off your next purchase.
Hey, it's Devin, and I'd like to take a moment to talk about Chaotic Studios, a sponsor for 3D printed figures here at Almost D&D. Chaotic Studios provides us with D&D themed miniatures used on the show, and they are incredible. The detail and finish are bar none. Monsters, elves, goblins, and more can be found by going to chaoticstudios.ca. While you're there, enter the promo code ALMOSTDND to get 15% off your next purchase. That's chaoticstudios.ca for all your tabletop miniature needs. So we last left off. Our three brave and wise heroes had just caused one heck of a ruckus in the Domitian Grand Library, if I do say so myself. They attempted to gain an interaction with Nordove Jenwalyn, which she coldly stonewalled our heroes, directing them to Letitia's attention, going into the belly of the catacombs, or the
restricted section.
The restricted section of the library. Yeah, perfect. They ended up causing quite the scene down there. So they had gotten to the bottom of the library, and Letitia had told Nordove Jenwalyn that yes, in fact, there's 9 people in the bottom of the library that should not be there. Guards were dispatched, but Rathos came out on top with his massive intimidation check.
Glad you said intimidation check there.
So now we pick up with our 3 heroes, their 6 draconic companions in human form, Nordove Jenwalyn and her father in Nordove's office with 8 guards standing outside. The door is closed. The floor is yours.
Yeah, the first thing I want to do is politely ask Nordove if she will go and sit behind her desk, please, away from the door. We'll be in between the door and your...
Just get off my father, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure, that seems fair. I'm not gonna let him go, but I am gonna remove the sword from his throat.
So he's gonna rub his throat a bit.
You okay?
Have it been better?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a bit old to be laying on a hardwood floor.
I understand. It's the back, right?
It is the back, and she just enough, and she just walks in. Boom, she just sits on her chair. What? What are you here for? What do you 3 want?
No need to be rude.
You were holding a sword to my elderly father's throat.
Well, I'm not anymore. I'm Rathos, by the way. Pleasure to meet you.
Rathos. The name's Smithy. But my friends call me Smithy. I want you to call me Smithy.
I will.
I cast friends!
You don't need to!
Oh, man.
I'm going to shake his hand. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sorry about this confusion. We really just want to chat. We didn't have a great experience last time we were here. We'd like to lodge a complaint with the library. I'm just kidding. It's a little bigger than that.
I thought, I swear Jenny does such a great job. I'm just so proud of her. She has her face in her hands, like just...
So do
Dad, you're embarrassing me. Right? I'm just so proud of that young woman. She's just accomplished so much in her lifetime, and I'm so proud to be
it's
her
a
dad.
real man's world too, and the fact that she's gotten all the way to the top of the library.
She has.
I think it's impressive. So
yep.
I'm right there with you. What we need to talk about though is Xandar, and I'm at that point kind of going to get serious and look at Nordove and your role in all of this debacle. Debacle is a good word. War. Catastrophe.
Yeah, all those words.
Genocide.
Words.
I don't know. Lots of stuff, right? So, yeah. What's up, Nordove?
I suppose I can't lie to you, and I suppose you want the truth. That's why you're here.
That'd be great.
Yep.
That would be probably great, right?
Sure.
I'm going to speak to the point that you made that this is a man's world. I was vice chairman of this library before Xandar approached me and came up with the fantastic idea that we should edit the texts of this library to reflect a more modern approach at how this library is going to be run, and in turn, this entire city.
You tried to change the facts? Seems like a real
Not-
dereliction of duty there, Nordove.
It might be the facts.
Jimmy?
Jenny.
Jenny?
So her dad's
like,
like,
we got
Jenny.
Jenny?
I call her Jenny. That's
Yeah.
why she's just like, enough. I was not going to allow this library to be run by a practical centennial.
Smaller words. I don't read a whole
You're
lot.
old.
Doesn't that
The
make
old
Yeah.
chairman
Oh.
was older than my father.
No, he
Yeah.
looks.
He had no idea what was happening in the world.
Gotcha.
And with Xandar's help, I am now running the show, and I have a more modern view of things. And I do not think any knowledge, such as necromancy, is what they believe in Gameta, should be held back. I believe all knowledge, whether it might be a double-edged sword, but it should be released to the masses.
A purist, if you will.
I pull out my sword and just look at it and kind of just like drag it on the floor in front of me. He's like, I have a double-edged sword.
It's big, too.
I see that.
Do you know whose sword this is?
That's Crom's old sword, and I can only imagine that my fate is probably going to be similar to his.
I think that's still up in the air.
That's very up in the air. This is a discussion. There is no assassination here.
Yeah, we're not savages. As I stare at her with my bark. How long has it been, by the way? I think it's been like 8 minutes.
It's like the bark is peeling off of your face.
Yeah, definitely. The bark is because that lasts for an hour, right? Or how
Yeah,
long is
an
that?
hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So the bark
I wish
is,
it was 8 hours so bad.
No, the bark is starting to peel off like a bad sunburn.
We're
not
Hold on. I'm gonna slap him
Yeah.
and cast it again.
Okay. So the bark heals it back onto his face.
Nice.
All right. It sounds like. Well, let me rephrase it. What's your view of Xander? I know he helped you out with the library and everything, but it sounds like your main goal is just the library and making sure it's run how you believe it should be run.
Yeah, and I also believe that Xandar is doing great things for this entire continent.
Like what? Walk me through that.
Okay.
Explain that one to me.
With 5 separate city-states who have no alliance to each other, do you think that if the Yatarian Navy or the Neverwinter Navy came knocking on, say, Amrakor's Candoster's wall, do you think that Amrakor itself or Gameta on the coast could stop such a force? A divided Terra is easily conquered. A united one will conquer the entire world. Now, if you want an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs.
I do like omelets.
And that's where you guys lost me. One, I mean, not with the omelet thing. I do like omelets too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But one, your according to your view, the whole world is a couple of lives doesn't matter, right?
I understand people don't want change, but Neverwinter's united. That whole coastline falls under one banner. The same thing with Yatar to our west. So why can't that happen here? They all had civil wars. It was all bloodied. But now that we're in this modern age where, Neverwinter's united. Oh, Yatar is united. But we stand divided in this land.
Yeah, but all right. I will step in at this point. I understand what you're saying regarding trying to all work together and be a team. I get that. Like us, we're a team. And we were like, we were a real mishmash when we met. So I feel like we've come a long way, so I can relate. But your team uses necromancy and automatons and really loves just like steamrolling and destroying people. And so I feel like I just have this feeling like maybe like just because you're all working together doesn't make it good. Like you need to work together to do a good thing. It kind of seems like you're doing like a bad thing.
Well, one person's freedom fighter is another person's terrorist. Am I right? Depends where you're looking at it.
What if we offered you a plausible alternative? Because your goal is a unified Terra and a damn good library, right?
Sure, a safe library.
Sure. What if we offered a different way to unite Terra?
As a librarian, I am open to the scientific theory. I am open to all ideas. So what is your idea for a unified
So
Terra?
at that point, I'm going to glance at the other 6 people in the room. And then I'm going to glance back at my companions. And I'm just going to shrug. Like, raise my eyes.
All right, Krugel. Do one of your speeches.
No, don't.
No, let him have this.
Okay.
He's got it.
The only way Terra can be united truthfully and peacefully is if we return it to the people who it belonged to. Well, we got Terra.
Introduce some of our friends, maybe.
You think so?
That's sort
for
of
this
weird.
negotiation.
Well, I think that if
I mean, either way, the cover's gonna be blown today, one way or another, right?
I think that I'd rather do that than it doesn't feel right. Killing Jenny.
Yeah, I call her Jenny.
Oh,
Yeah, Jenny. Jenny.
Hold on a second, though. If something doesn't go well today, the whole continent knows. So the whole point of this was an ambush. It was to stay
I get that.
concealed, but I knew it wasn't going to last forever.
I mean, it's a group call.
Are the dragons in the room with us?
Yeah, they're
Yes,
just
in
chilling.
human form.
I think it's time. I think one person's
think-
life is worth it.
Hold on. Why don't we have each dragon explain
Well,
explain their point of view?
Do you say dragon?
I'm like,
No.
yeah, I'm like banging my head. Okay.
I probably shouldn't have said that.
So, what? Say what you would say. What?
Well,
Krugel
I
would
was
say.
saying to like rate those like privately, I guess, but not realizing
Like
it's
a sidebar?
Kinda, yeah. Like, what if we have each one of them say why they disagree with her methods of what a good Terra
but
is?
they're what? Man, what if they don't disagree, and then we've got ourselves into a bigger hole?
Oh, fuck, I forgot about ours.
Yeah.
Ours are like kind of opposite,
Right? Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, if you
don't
want
fucking
yours
know.
to talk,
Plaza's
that's fine.
just like looking through books.
I just want peace, and I want it not at the hands of the death of massive people.
That's
for
what-
undead creatures that are now roaming as your army. Right? Now I'm mad.
Now you've done it. He's mad. It's so hard to get him all amped up like this.
So Nordove is gonna say, "You said you wanted to return Terra to the people that it belongs to.
Mm-hmm.
The same people who have done the exact same thing, millennia after millennia.
Not the czars.
No, the Zyars were the first ones here,
Mm-hmm.
and then they divided themselves into the Demisians, the Amricorians, the Tenosians, the Gamatians, and the people of Talence's Gate, eventually.
I look at Rathos and be like, should we tell him who it really belongs to? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at this point, I'm on board because the only other alternative I see.
I never include Zorob in these thoughts. By the way, I realize, like, fuck what he thinks. It's just about...
the only other alternative I see is that we fight, and that's not going to end well for.
Well,
Wait.
we could just have them barricade the door, and then we can just take them out easily. We have the power here.
Yeah,
I licked the edge of my sword. Like, it's double-edged.
You're a strange dude sometimes.
Yeah,
He
Krugel.
is, but that's why I like him. Yeah.
I know.
How roughly what size is this room? Asking for a friend.
Are there any desk plants?
How many plants and how big are the books?
I do. All right. I ask a lot of crappy questions.
There's a purpose.
I'm realizing that.
Who makes the windows? Are these Harveys or Pellas?
Anderson, damn it.
Anderson. Dude, I don't know. It's 50 by 50, okay?
Damn, that's a big office.
It's a big office.
That's
it's corner office.
Why don't we just say it-
I understand why she did this. She
Yeah,
wanted
she
the
wanted the
promotion in the
corner
corner
office.
office.
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering because, like, how big is Plaz?
He's like probably, what did I say?
I think he was.
50 feet long.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna look at Plaz and I'm gonna say, listen.
Yeah.
Curl into a ball.
All right, listen. Do you want? Yeah. Do you want? Let's get through this. Do you want to do the thing? And
I
go,
mean,
you know the thing.
it's
and
a
I,
little
like,
cramped in here. I could do the thing,
Can
but
you? Yeah, let's do it.
but wait a minute. Now, I thought I just come here.
Yeah.
So he whispers.
Oh, yeah. And I like
It's like,
scamper.
so
over.
Yeah. Ski, you all scamper over. He goes, now Krugel just told everyone that the jig is going to be up. Now,
Right.
I thought the whole point of this plan was that they're not supposed to know.
Yeah, and they weren't supposed to know, but we're making no progress at this point.
Well,
I hear this interview and be like, I can end the progress and just kill her.
An ally is better than a
What makes
Yeah, so
you
guys,
think after
all right.
everything she's gonna be on our side?
Listen, real quick, guys. My thought was if we show her how great they are, and how returning. I thought the speech was going to go. We can bring them back and show how good they are and unite in a friendly manner.
I was talking about the fairy folk and
Yes.
the magic folk, not the people with us.
What? Yeah, I know.
Oh.
He's one of the Fae. That's my point. Is we show her how great they are, and say we can bring peace and unite with all the Fae folk coming home instead of the undead zombie automatons.
Okay.
So I was gonna show her how cool.
Plazes. I mean, I can do it. I might knock some walls out. I don't think they're load bearing, but I will knock them out. I mean, I'm kind of a big boy.
Is this Rathos? Is this what you want?
It sounds like we should go outside. I guess my thought was like, if the jig is up, and let's start thinking about after this whole war and battle, and let's start thinking about how we want to get it done, right? And sure, we can go and we could wipe pretty much all of Terra off the face of the earth if we want to, but it seems like there's a better way. And in order to achieve that better way, we're probably going to have to sacrifice a little bit of the surprise.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I was gonna say let's sacrifice her.
no.
She sounds like she's, despite our past differences, wants the same thing. If you catch my drift,
a better Terra.
and what's the we want, which is on the opposite sides, and we just don't think it's genocide, destruction, death, and more death.
She's been only shown one option. Let's show her
the other option,
Yeah.
and make the person who's the leader of knowledge make a decision.
Yep.
If she doesn't decide with us, do we kill her?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Okay.
Like,
So she has really no choice. Okay.
Well,
she's
got a choice.
She's got a choice.
Not a good one.
Okay. Fuck it.
yeah. So
Okay,
fuck
I
it.
want to call the other two. Alnok and Sawal
In Rintog.
and Rintog and be
Yep.
like,
I think we need to step outside.
Yeah, let's go outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
Smithy, you want to see something cool?
Yeah, I've been around, so I've seen a couple
This
things.
is
All right, come
something
on, Pops.
you and no one has ever seen before.
Never.
I mean,
Never.
someone's seen it at some point.
Well, someone's seen it, but not you.
Let's
And not
go.
anyone here.
Let's go have a day.
Let's. All right.
All right.
So you
Jenny,
can-
come on, let's go have a day. She's
You
like,
can
"You
bring
gotta be shitting."
you can bring your escort
no.
guards.
What is outside that you need to show me? What can't you show me in here?
well,
It takes away from it if we say it. So just come on. Listen.
At this point- go, no, please.
No,
I-
no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
you, go.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, come on.
Make a persuasion check.
All of us are just them.
Did you try and convince her?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I put the cursed sword. Like I hope I have a sheath or something. I'm gonna put the cursed sword away and kind of hold my hand
Okay.
and say like, just.
Yeah. So,
21.
damn.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Oh, I didn't. roll.
Well, you're talking to her dad.
I'm talking to her dad. Yeah. I got a 12.
Okay. Well, she's really biting on Zorob's persuasion check, but she's.
Oh, okay.
God. Oh, this day can't get any worse. I have so much work to do. Fine. Guards, open the door, please. Escort us outside. These 9 need to show us something. Please make sure that you gather all the guards before you do. So one of the guards, their commander, yells to one of his other guards, "Go grab a bunch of other guards." So
Just like that. huh?
just like that, go grab another. But you got it, boss man. And so
I think
it's
this
just
is going-
NPC
this
bullshit.
Is going really well.
So, fine. You walk outside. So, as you go outside, you see that there are at least a dozen more guards that are, hastily they're still putting on their armor. They've come out of a barrack from somewhere. And they're like, whoa, what's going on? And then people are kind of starting to notice things.
I'm gonna elbow Rathos and be like, the whole fucking city's gonna know. Word's gonna get out.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point, though. At this point, right? Like
We're gonna just
unity.
we're gonna pull down our pants and be like, check out this.
Yeah. Well,
kind of.
We just did it in the last city, so
Yeah,
The last city was under attack.
yeah. Oh yeah. Listen.
We're attacking this city, so
Yeah.
let's do it a little bit better than the other people.
Yeah. With finesse.
So, so Nordove just, let's go outside. She follows you all outside. Smithy's kind of like pretty happy. So is Plaz. He's like, wow, I kind of like this guy. Like, I like this guy too. He seems like really cool, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a cool guy.
So they're
Smithy and Plaz are just chatting.
yeah, they're just chatting it up. You know, I'm sure he's chatting with Rathos as well as you all head
Great day.
outside. So Smithy's like, yeah, I mean, what do you
What
do you got?
Yeah, who do you do? What do you do?
What do you guys got? So Nordove is just standing there, you know, she's holding the bridge of her nose in her hand.
I was just doing the same thing.
She's
I was
what?
sitting here like,
What? Okay,
Krugel and Nordove are doing the same thing.
oh my god.
we're outside. What?
And I cast Skywrite.
I say to Sektar, I'm like, Sektar, just eat me.
And so I'm gonna cast Skywrite, and it's just gonna say dragons. And then I'm gonna, so as it poofs, I'm gonna be like, guys, do the thing. And it goes poof.
Oh, now?
Now.
Now.
Yeah,
Okay, now, guys, now. And then same thing as last time. Do you want all the dragons to do it, or just all of them?
All of them.
Don't tell my dragon what to do.
So they just shrug and, you know, they don't know that Sawal or Alanok are still there, unless you told them to come with you.
I didn't tell him to come with me. I feel like it's
Are those
nothing
the
wrong
two-
with having an
Those
ace
are
up
the
your
two
sleeve.
I said to come.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, you did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep.
All right, so you told them to come with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So the 6 dragons that you brought, Alanok, Sawal, Rintog, Plaz, Sektar, and Rushhorn. Boom, 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 boom. And, of course, Rushhorn is the last one to do it because his wings whoosh, encase, like, everyone. And the people around you, there's this gasp, and people are screaming, and people drop to their knees. Some of the guards drop to their knees and start praying, and some, like, oh, my gosh, the dragons have returned to Terra, and Nordove is standing mouth agape, and so is her dad, Smithy. And he's just, well, there's something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Wow. That look. Wow. And Nordove is.
Now, see, aren't you glad we brought him outside? That library was going to be in rough shape.
You can always learn something new, Nordove. Jenny.
I suppose you can. And she looks at her dad, and her dad looks at her like, I never seen no shit like this before.
Yeah, so this was like our take on it was we're trying to create a new peaceful world. We went all the way up to Nabet, and we found the dragons, right? So we brought them back, and we found other Fae folk, and they've just been hiding because they're scared. Like, and they're lonely. They miss this world. They want to come back, and they just want to reunite and live happily together. It's a big group, right? Right, guys?
This is their world, not
Close enough.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Close enough. So we brought like a few flamethrowers back, and we're just trying to make it right and show everyone how awesome they are. And no more necromancy stuff. That's not a good way to unite everyone.
Sorry, did you
Make
come up
it-
with a nickname for our dragons?
Yeah, flamethrowers. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
She's.
Is this
Okay.
working?
So a couple things.
Hey, can we get an
So-
insight check? Or
So I picture like the camera, like, wow, like she goes like a couple things. One, you're telling me that you went all the way to Nabet, and as the camera's focused on Nordove, she's talking to you. Behind her, Smithy's just like, wow. He's just blown away. He just takes a sip of a flask and he puts it back in his pocket. He's like, I mean. And he's like looking at Plaz, and Plaz's like, I know, right? I'm a dragon. Could you believe that I'm a dragon? I just don't even believe it myself. Sometimes I wake up, I'm like, wow, I'm a dragon? This is pretty sweet, man. So it's just like this constant flow of just communication back and forth. But so back to Nordove, she goes, so you went to Nabet.
Yes.
So, and you 3 are the dragon riders. That's what you're telling me. You.
I climb on Sektar and I mount him and have him hover up, just be like, I'm riding him.
Yep. Okay. So you
It's not
3.
bullshit.
You 3 are the dragon riders.
It's nuts. I know. That's kind of what I said when they told us that, too. Apparently, everyone else sort of knew. It was, like, coming, but... Yeah, we ride dragons now.
wasn't even that hard, really.
No.
They were just like, oh, we have to.
So when you say that, Rushhorn turns. Really?
I'm trying to let me run with it, okay?
So, Nordove says, and because you have dragons,
Yep.
suddenly you're what? So what? How is your plan different?
Well, you're still alive, so step one, we're trying to do it in a different way because Xandar's killed a lot of people, still killing a lot of people.
He's stopped oppression, but he's never just outright killed people.
I start losing it. Oh, really? Do you know what happened in Gameta about, like, how many months has it been?
There was there was an uprising there. There were insurgents that struck out against Xandar's rule.
You mean the city was swarmed by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of zombies?
Also, you say he stopped oppression.
I believe the zombies were let loose in response to you three trying to break out a tried criminal.
I can't believe we're having this conversation. There's how many dragons are flying around?
I mean,
there's 6 dragons.
I can have this dragon eliminate you right now. Why are you giving me attitude?
I'm not giving you attitude. I'm giving you the facts.
There are no, those are not the facts.
Those are not the facts.
Those are your opinions.
Those are your opinions
of how someone.
Were you
is
there?
running something.
We were there. Were you there?
I read the transcripts.
Oh, transcripts.
Archmage?
Can't be
Yeah,
frickin'.
because those can't be modified or
Yeah.
edited, right?
I've only seen it in
Arch-
your library before.
Was Archmage Morif not tried in a court of Gameta, of Xandarian law? Was he not found guilty of the charges levied at him?
Yeah, except
Was he not-
Gameta law was thrown out the window and forced with Xandarian law.
Or Xandarian law was that necromancy is not a crime.
Right, and Gameta is laws where necromancy is a crime. So you guys decide to throw your laws just to find a loophole to throw him in prison.
It's not.
Also, we saw him behead a guy.
That's true.
That's very true.
Also, your friend Dr. Bassa,
Murdered.
It's pronounced murdered.
I have no recollection. I have no records of that.
Bam! We saw it.
Yeah, we saw it.
Saw him just a flash from his finger, boom, dead. That's your fate from Xandar. Once he's done with you, you're done.
Make a persuasion check.
that was pretty good.
14.
Does he still have his whatchamacallit?
He does. He does still have your bardic.
Yeah.
You do still
Oh.
have your bardic inspiration.
Was that a
blast.
1d8?
Yeah.
5.
19. So she. She glances at her dad, and her dad's like, Dragons! They're here. I don't know what to tell you. This one's great. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go with you and be on your team? Is that it? Do you want me to see what you guys have?
No, we just want you to run the fucking library.
Well, I kind of wanted you on our team. We don't want her on our team.
What's she gonna do?
Run the library.
Stab us
We
in
want
the
her
back
to
when
run.
she
Yeah,
gets
we
a
want her on
chance.
our team, but we want you running the library. We want you doing what you
Yeah.
want to do. We just want to unify Terra in a different way. We want you to run the library.
With the living, not the dead.
You got it.
So do you want me to go back and outlaw necromancy again?
Yes.
You didn't. You never put it in the law. You outlawed that knowledge, right?
I made that knowledge
Accessible.
accessible.
I think that we could probably come up with the middle ground there, right?
A compromise,
A
if you will.
compromise. That's it. Thank you. You're very smart.
It's called
Oh!
necromancy light.
Maybe we can keep records of who's accessing it, because it feels like I'm so sorry, Zorob, but there's a certain way that it should be done, bringing somebody back,
Yup.
right?
Yep.
And I think that's
It's called never.
probably power that not everyone should have, because if everyone does have it,
Chaos.
chaos,
Chaos.
which is what you don't want, right? So we can work on that, but also we've seen Xandar do some horrible shit, so we gotta put a pin in that one first. We gotta fix that problem.
And what is your plan?
And then you know what? Maybe Terra can be run by Terrans. Maybe we can. Your whole plan is what you want to unify everybody.
Yes.
Maybe each city can elect an official, and you guys figure out how the hell you want to run. We'll give it back to the people. Your Bane voice.
Demissa's not part of Terra. Demissa is Demissa. There is no more Terra. It's 5 independent nations.
Yeah, but we're trying to fix that.
No, that's No. Because there's going to be this fight for power throughout the whole continent. What if it becomes 5 different separate nations itself? And it's like, that way everyone can be unified in their own city.
Yeah, but the issue there, though, is, like you were talking, what if Neverwinter or like some of these other people will come and take over Terra? And the whole point was we were trying to unify
You're
Terra.
from Netherwinter. Do they have this
Oh, yeah, they got a
conquest
huge
of-
fucking navy.
They want to conquest the world
Shady-ass
there?
shit. You never know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yatar's not like that.
How would you know?
For
You haven't
now.
been there in forever.
Because they're worried about military coups in their own nation.
All right, we've gotten really off the subject.
Yeah, you
I
guys
guess-
are all over the place.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's the deal.
Enlighten me, tree elf.
How long has it been?
You can tell we're
do
really-
I want to look normal again.
I actually didn't say that because of the bark skin. I just thought because you're a wood elf.
It's probably been about 30 minutes. You got 30 more minutes
Oh,
of being
okay, great.
wood elf.
So, yes, we are. Sorry, Krugel. I think we are trying to unite somehow, right? Like maybe they can have some separation, but for the most part, one big happy family here. Okay? Wouldn't it be so cool if there were dragons and fae folk and you could learn about them and write more books about them and have more knowledge about the fae world that's not hundreds of years old? Wouldn't that be a better world than one where you're hiding inside because, your leader's like trying to burn everything to the ground and he's letting like mutant automaton things blast everyone and everyone's living in fear?
I told the story of how Crom came into power by defeating Conan. About how their rule was if you yielded, the fight was over, and he said "Hail Xandar" and stabbed him. And I don't really remember if the "Hail Xandar" part was true. I added that, but for
So
the story.
there are 2 issues.
No, there are
Yes.
6 behind us. Sorry.
There are 2 issues with your
Look at
argument.
Rushorn. He just called you an issue, dude.
Yes, it would be great. But it would also be great if I could study these dragons and not have to worry about an outside power coming over and burning this library to the ground because they don't agree with it.
Yeah, but the dragons can protect that. We have dragons
Against
now.
an entire navy? Against an entire
Aren't you
land
a
army?
landlocked central?
We are.
Oh, then why? What navy?
The navy gets here first, and then the soldiers
How?
come.
It's land.
Are you listening?
Sektar, help me out, man.
The navy shows up first, and then the armies show up. I can go show you a dozen history books where a divided landmass is conquered by a greater one. So yes, Zorob, I would love to study these magnificent beasts, and I would love to do so safely.
Don't call him beast.
Krugel,
What?
you brought up how the power was transferred from King Conan to Crom. While, again, I wasn't there, but I did read the transcripts. It was apparent that Crom yielded. Now, do you think that the people there would have really respected that yielding? Would they have accepted Crom as their new king? Or would they have just allowed Conan to go into hiding and then stage a coup, much like Yatar does?
I hate Yatar. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're
That it was
You're also
it is a
not-
backwards and
You're-
ancient way of doing things. And unfortunately, bringing this world into the current era, into the current age, is a birthing process. And it is messy and bloody.
It's also a murder process, not just a birthing. There's death before life in your plan.
more to the point. I'm not sure your current path. You sound very logical, and you're very correct, right? I get the Navy thing. I get the unifying thing. I get that things, you got to, as you say, break a few eggs to make an omelet, which I hate because I don't believe that the means justify the ends. But also, you don't have a better option. We're the best option. So you're very logical. You're very correct. Xandar's got to build everything you want, and just like we would have to build everything you want if we win, right? So at some point you got to start somewhere.
Yes.
I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be starting with this and with them.
The only point that you've made so far that convinces me is your story that I seemingly believe that Dr. Bossa was murdered. Those dragons could turn around and eat you at some point. Now, these automatons, as you call them, these metal soldiers, answer to their officers. They are machines, and they do exactly as we command them to do.
Not we, they, him.
Sure.
I guess under our plan, we would be we. We would, not us, but Terrans.
Yeah.
Terrans.
Yeah. We would give it back to the people, and you guys would create the land that you want, or the world that you want.
Say we go with your plan, and if enough people still want Xandar to rule, and we all vote on it as a democracy, then what?
Guess we'll cross that bridge when we get
Forgot
there.
to tell about the part that there's 10 dragons and they each have a territory.
Yeah,
And they would rule over.
Yeah.
I mean, like they'll keep the peace. Back to Dr. Boss's story.
Hold
on, I'm talking.
So Krugly.
Dr. Bossa, right? They used him to find a way to get to Nabet. Once they found a way to get past the obstacle, they're like, we have no need for him anymore. And instead of just letting him go back to Missa to study, they executed him. Why? Because that's how he operates. You think that's better than what the existing thing is, or what the way Terrans want it? They don't want to just serve a purpose and then be killed for it. He should have been back in his office, like, I figured out how to get to Nabet. This is fantastic. We can learn all about it. Instead, he was killed for it. That doesn't sound just to me.
I can't speak for certain. I can say that Dr. Bossa was a gifted doctor, albeit quite a bit eccentric. It's sad to see him go, and especially in such a gruesome manner as you describe it.
Well, he kind of went quickly, but anyways.
Jenny, you're really starting to wear me down here a little bit, because I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah,
us to do.
I'm getting to the point where if you don't side with us, I'm gonna have my dragon burn all your books.
I mean, I don't want to do that.
I don't
but
wanna do
also
either.
we could lock you. I mean, I don't know. We have the power here, and we're trying to do things the right way. So I don't think it necessarily means we have to kill you, but I also don't think it means that you should. I'm not even sure why we're really only talking to you. And I want to look around. Are there other Domitians?
Yeah, there's still people. Like, people are totally starting to gather now.
Yeah, and so I
You're just watching our argument.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not even sure why we're only focused on you. And I'm like, look around the crowd and be like, what do you guys want? Do you guys even know what's going on? Like,
there's murmurs in the crowds, and they're still like
they're just like
dumbstruck,
fucking
right?
dragons
Because
here.
there's dragons, dude. Like, we've never seen those. They're like, there's legends come true.
There's more to life than what you just read in books. Books have opinions. This is reality.
I don't know what to do because I can't in good conscience kill her because she just has a different opinion.
I have no
It's
reason to kill her. She
wrong,
hasn't attacked me.
But different of opinion. That said, I will lock her ass up and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you are putting us in a very difficult position here because we can't just let you go. You either kind of need to side with us or we gotta do stuff.
Why not? Why can't we just let her go?
Because she's just gonna go to Xandar and she's gonna tell him we have all these dragons.
It's out now. I mean, look around.
Oh yeah, it
They
is
know.
out. Yeah.
People are
And-
taking pictures with their phones
Yeah.
and shit.
Well, I go to Rachel's. Well, there's ways around that. We leave one behind and they enforce martial law.
Yeah, but, I mean that's
So that's the other option.
I guess I don't
A
want to do
prisoner
that,
in your
right?
own city,
I mean, if we're
right?
trying to do the right thing,
3 choices.
let her make her own choice. If she wants to run to Xandar, that's fine, and
You know
let
what?
him know we're coming for you.
Yeah. All right. I like that.
Or you can stay here and
I like that.
fight
but-
for Terra.
But I have a caveat, all right? We can let you go, but if you choose to go and you choose to stay with Xandar, when we're done with all this, The library won't be yours.
It might not even be standing, actually.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you're going to level this library?
Well, I really like books. I have a lot of history with books, so I'll probably like keep the library, but it
I will
won't be
be
yours.
deposed.
Yeah, hard.
Hard.
Yeah, so that's your choice. Sure, we'll let you go. Right? Is that fair,
I
guys?
think that's great.
Yeah, Krugel.
I'm overruled.
Okay.
Smithy is walking around, and he's been listening to this whole thing. And he goes, Jenny, this is a hard decision to make, love. This is a very hard decision. I mean, I see both sides of the coin. I've watched you, come up through the ranks, and you're finally running it. And, boy, along comes a spider, right? I don't know. He's going to walk over to Zorob. You're the last to speak. And he's going to pull out a necklace. And he hands you the necklace. And he says, This was my late wife's necklace. This was Jenny's mother's necklace. Okay, and she's not one for jewelry. My wife was my peace. And I want you to have this because I want you and your team to find peace. And he holds it out for you.
I will graciously accept this offer, and I thank you so much for it. That means a lot to us. I think you should try to talk to her because it sounds like
I believe that we want the same thing. I believe that Jenny wants the same thing you all want, but it's the driving force behind her that is the disagreement. So,
You mean she's scared?
What is that driving force?
She's scared.
She want her mom back?
no, she has what she's wanted. She understands that her mom probably won't come back, even with as powerful as Xandar claims to be. I don't know if we could bring her back or not. But she is in charge of this fantastic, magnificent library. But if you're threatening to take that away from her when all of this ends, I don't know if that's going to convince her to be on your side. Or if that would drive her back to Xandar. But she will do what she can. I will do what I can to convince her that your side is altruistic and you are the Dragon Riders. You are mythical legends come to life. And Xandar just claims to be a god himself. So Jenwalyn is going to say, where can I find you?
Under that assumption, we don't need to find you, which means you're not with Xandar, and you're still here over the library. And your need to find us would be to what exactly? To talk to us? To
Yes.
help us? To communicate? Great. That's awesome.
You guys got any sending stones?
Yeah. Does anyone have a sending stone? Anyone? I'm out of minutes.
I believe one can be found. And she goes, Latish. And she's, yes, ma'am, yes. And she, obviously appears from a pillar or something. Will you please go get my personal sending stone? Yes, right away. Runs inside, grabs a comes back, sending stone looks just like yours.
Hey! Give me your digits.
Don't you dare. You said to Letitia.
Oh,
How
oops.
dare you?
She has the pair of sending stones,
I meant
hands
Jenny.
one to Rathos, says 25 words a day. Since you called for it, you know how it works.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ooh, you got one too.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you, Zorob. You don't get a sending stone.
I'm behind the times, but I can skywrite, so it's fine.
Blowing smoke signals. All right. Sounds good. I ultimately think you just had to back a winner because you want to be in charge of the library, so I think you picked the right choice. My last question is, what exactly were you helping Xandar with?
Xandar wants to rule this continent, and I have been helping him clandestinely, covertly, overtly identify the weaknesses in all these city-states and exploit them. We don't want to hurt people, so we amplify their weaknesses. We show them the errors in their ways, in their thinking, their illogical ways of thinking, the old way of thinking, and introduce them to the new ways of thinking. Gameta, necromancy.
Jenny, you're a very opinionated person. Where's Xandar right now?
I'm not sure of where he is. If I had to guess, I would say Talence's Gate.
Killing me, Smalls. Yes, Krugel.
I want to try. I'm going to do something that might piss everyone off.
That's
Do
all
it.
right. Go for it.
I'm debating in my head right now if I try to kill her or not.
I mean, listen, it's your character.
Yeah.
I'm watching, but I'm just like, she sounds like she's very dictatorish and like, oh, easily manipulated herself, huh? So like, how much influence does she really have? And she's like, this elitist attitude, and I'm just like, so I'm gonna ask, like, what makes you think your way of thinking for the rest of the world is best?
What have I described that's illogical?
You don't understand that there are other cultures in this world, than just what you believe in.
I understand that, and the other cultures keep them separated and weak.
So it's about power, not
Yes.
knowledge. I thought you were about knowledge.
I am about knowledge. Through knowledge is power. If you understand something, you can bend it to your will.
So you're all about knowledge, right?
Yes?
And taking advantage of those in other places and lands that don't have the same knowledge and manipulate them to your will.
Yes, which is uniting them.
All
That is
right.
my will.
That's all I needed to hear. And I'm going to try and kill her. I'm going to try and stab. I'm just going to walk up to her and just I'm going to get off Sektar and walk up to her and try and stab her. Unless someone wants to try to stop me, who was in
Not
my
really.
party.
After she said that, I'm kind
Heard-
of with you a
Smithy's
little bit.
going to walk up and say, I would appreciate if you didn't murder my daughter in front of me.
Did you hear what she just said?
I understand.
Yeah, that sounds pro Xandar to me, and it sounds like, okay, I'll put my sword away and be like, I can just have him do it, and you'll be with her.
I'm gonna step in front of him too.
In front of
I'm gonna step in front of Smithy and Nordove, and I'm gonna face Krugel.
Krugel.
Yeah.
And I'm standing next to Krugel.
Terrified. Yeah. I understand. I get it. I do.
You heard that, right?
I heard it. I understand. I get it.
Sounds like she's not going to be convinced.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think she's convinced to work on her own self-interest at this time, but I understand what you're saying, and I understand that feeling, and I also understand it that we may need to alter what we just agreed upon, because I'm not sure if letting you run around and continue on how you're continuing on is for the best.
She now knows what we have, and doesn't sound like she's going to cooperate very well because she's just here to manipulate the other cities to get what she wants.
Yeah, I understand that. Like I said, I understand we have a difference of opinion.
Again, all I want is unification for defense from the outside powers.
Yeah, but your way of getting it?
It's no different than our way, right? She's just working for an asshole. She's finding weaknesses. She's exploiting them. We do the same thing.
What? Me?
Yes.
I'm upset.
Open your eyes.
I'm upset. I sheathe my sword, and I walk back to Sektar and say, to the dead forest, then, and I leave. I'm so mad.
Okay.
So I just leave you guys there. I'm just like, all right, I've said all I can say. You guys finish it from here, and I'm just going to...
So I'm just going to look at Zorob then and see what he's about to do.
Listen, a lot of times you have mentored me, and you end up being right, Rathos. You have a lot of experience because you're so old.
That's fair.
Yep. I got a little emotional with Krugel. You know, I was with him. I have no idea what's right or wrong at this point. You're a guy that's all about right. I'm going to side with you and do what you say at this point. But I will say, if something goes wrong with her at any point, I will burn her library to the ground. Or just keep all the books. I don't know.
That's
But,
fair too.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go talk to Krugel. Jenny, Smithy, it's been a blast.
Points. Does a double points.
Jenny, don't fuck us. Keep running the library. If you do screw us over, Zorob and Plaz are unfortunately going to come and burn down the library, which we obviously don't want. So I know we want a unified Terra. There's a certain way that we're going to do it, and quite frankly, we're going to leave you with no choice because we're going to cut the head off the snake of the other option you have. So hop on board or get out of our way. And then I'm going to walk away.
And then so I'm hovering with Sektar, and I swoop.
And another thing!
Arrow.
I lean to Sektar and say, turn around, but stay where you are. And I say, give them your best fire show you can in the sky right now.
Okay.
To try to intimidate them, because I am not about this right now, and I need to make a fucking point.
It's not that good. Roll a 12 plus a 1.
Okay, Sectar, can you try a little? Can you try a little harder, please? You're making me look bad. I'll pick another dragon. I didn't sign no T's and C's. I can switch them.
So he's like, I don't know what you want.
I wanted you to blow a giant fire.
I did a 13.
Okay, can you blow a little fire and I'll shoot like a wraith shot into it, make it blow up?
Oh, do that.
Yeah,
cool.
that's. Can you just shoot a little?
Sorry, so we...
I rolled a 17. Does that hit?
Yeah, that's...
Okay.
That's
So I hit the fire. He
fire
shoots. It
and
makes
it's
it go.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger.
Little
And then-
firework.
Ooh,
Oh, it's
ah.
nothing special. Okay. Yeah.
I'm done. I'm flying back. I'm flying back to the dead force. I've left her.
We're flying back.
I
All right.
I am. I don't know what you guys are. Yeah.
I said I'd follow you. Come on, Krugel. Come on.
I say, hold on, and I say, ring talk. Right? That's his name.
Her name. Yes, Rintog.
Do you think you can kind of keep an eye on the city and see if they send anyone out towards Xandar? Let us know right away.
That would be a job for Sawal or Alanok.
All right. I look at them and I go, Alanok, if we need message, you claim to be the fastest, so while we're gonna need you for other things that are much important too, so don't take it personally. Can you be the messenger in case they send word? It seems like they're rallying or something that's not going our way.
You said Alanok?
Yeah.
Yes. She was... Of course I can. I can get to the dead forest as fast as... Well, anyone. Faster
I'm
and
aware
faster.
it's not a pissing contest with Sawal. Can you stop that, please? I'm losing my patience. I just want to kind of kill people right now. So
Yes, I will stay behind.
thank you, Sawal. Just fly with Sectar and me for a second.
Sure. So I'm assuming you all leave at this point. So you are all airborne?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's time to leave.
Yeah, but as I'm flying away, I'm screaming to Letitia, "I'll be back for you."
I have your number.
So you were all flying. You wanted Sawal to fly next to Rintog and Sektar.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it.
I just wanted to be like, you guys need to help me here. Like, I'm gonna lose it. Like, why shouldn't I just go back there and kill her?
Sektar pipes up as he's flying south, and he says, "Again, that would not make you any better than Xandar."
Nah, it's fair, but at the same time, she's working for him and is manipulating people, and I feel like she needs to be
There is
neutralized.
no but. If you want to differentiate yourself from Xandar, you cannot be exactly like him.
Did you just say I'm like Xandar?
No, I'm not. I'm saying if you were to go and murder the person you were attempting to convince that
Okay.
Xandar is a bad guy,
can I say
you
something?
would become a bad guy.
Okay,
Yes.
Sektar, I understand. You're a big dragon, and I have to listen partially.
You don't have to listen to me. You are the dragon. You are part of the dragon.
Okay, we tried the peaceful way. If we're now going to keep an eye on her, if she acts up against our interest, if I decide to say, Sektar, let's go, assassination run in the middle of the night while they're sleeping, will you support that or no?
I am under your command. So yes, I will support it.
Okay. That's
However,
just how I feel.
if
Why don't you think like I do?
if she makes no moves against us, and then you still want to assassinate her,
I just said if she makes a move. No,
if she does make a move, that is
okay.
one thing.
I need someone to justify my crazy thoughts in this world. And I can't trust those two at the moment because they think differently. And I'm saying I don't want to strike blood first, but those who usually strike blood first usually end up on top. So, capiche? Capiche. Yeah? That's Italian. I don't know if you know that. It's like a goblin dialect. I've tried it before. It doesn't work very well, but... Got it?
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. That.
By the way, Sawal,
Yeah.
I keep sending her because I don't like her attitude, and yours is much more positive to be around, and I'm full of negativity right now. So I'm trying to meditate like Zorab told me, but it's all failing. I need a drink. Somebody get me a drink.
We can arrange that,
Thank you.
Krogel. And I appreciate you telling me that I bring you.
I think blue is a
positivity.
lot cooler than white, FYI, but don't tell her I said that.
Thank you. And she does a barrel roll when she's flying. She's kind of like, you complimented her tail before, and she's like,
Well, that's
"Yeah,
true. I did say nice
you-
tit
you-
tail.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
So
I almost picked you.
so she's kind of she's starting to blush a little bit. So the red, the
Does she
blue,
blush blue or
well,
purple?
yeah, it's starting to get a little purple in the cheeks. She's blushing.
Oh, nice.
So,
oh
but-
my God, I fall in love with the dragon.
yeah, well, it happens. How do you think there's dragonborns? Anyways, and with that, you all fly south and you land back at the dead forest, and Group is there, and he says, "So, how'd it go?" And that's where we'll end. So, thank you, listeners, for tuning into another episode of Almost D&D. The theme song we use is The Red Dragon Inn by Derek and Brandon Fichter. All background ambiences and in-game music is provided by Michael Gilfie Studios. You can listen to us anywhere you can find a podcast. For our website, email, and social media, check out our Linktree link in the episode description. We would like to give a shout out to @ThatCoffeeLock on Instagram. Provided us with the old Alpha sword that was dropped by Sam.
I'm still carrying
Yes,
it.
which Rathos is still carrying. Thank you so much @ThatCoffeeLock on Instagram. Thank you so much for the item. It's a fantastic item, and who knows what Rathos will be doing with it. This podcast is directly supported by our patrons, such as Sam Sculpts. Thank you so much. Without your support, this podcast would not be possible. If you want to support us, our Almost a Hero tier starts at just $1 a month, where you get access to Post D&D, where the cast discusses what just happened in each episode. Want to influence our campaign? Join our Almost a Master tier for just $5 a month. Most of the time, I am your host and Dungeon Master, Devin Allard. Rotating clockwise around this large and egregiously sized table, we have...
I'm Rob as Zorob.
Chris S. Krugel.
I'm Jeff as Rathos.
We will see you all next time.